There has been concern expressed by callers to local talk shows about the implication of Virgin Atlantic's June 9th pullout from St. Lucia and the announcement that British Airways will be providing additional flights to the destination from the UK. The argument is that it creates the avenue for a monopolization of the St. Lucian market and increased ticket fares as a result of the lack of competition. Castries South MP Dr. Ernest Hiliare agrees that this is a possibility. But
what is bizarre is sometimes how this government thinks by what they say.
The Castries South MP spoke in reference to Tourism Minister Dominic Ferry telling the media Monday that he felt vindicated for not acceding to Virgin Atlantic's demand for a subsidy of approximately 20 million EC in order to continue operating its 5 weekly flights to St. Lucia from Gatwick.
There it is. Virgin said, we're pulling out, and we asked if you don't want us to pull out, here is our request. The Prime Minister himself suggested that it should have been a negotiating approach. That's what it was. Virgin says, I want $20 million. The government said, no, we're going to give you $5 million. And there's a negotiation. They told Virgin, no, pull out if you want. We're not giving you a blasted cent. Now, to suggest that because British Airways is introducing 2 new flights, you feel vindicated you did not pay Virgin. But who says we could not have gotten the British Airways 2 flights, plus still have Virgin, if we could have come up with a compromise or a reasonable arrangement? Because that's what negotiations is all about. It's about negotiating, so both sides win. So how do you know that we've actually made the pie as big as it can be?
Now, the opposition's point man on investment stated that he is happy that British Airways will be introducing more flights to the island, but Virgin's absence creates a vacuum. And in his view, there's room for both.
Again, it comes back down to the government thinking kind of zero-sum game. If I gain, you must lose, but not positive sum. How can both sides gain?
But the government's rationale for not engaging the air carrier in further negotiations was that supplying Virgin with a subvention would open the floodgates for others to do the same.
The government of St. Lucia under Alan Shastney as Minister of Tourism had the largest bill of paying monies to airlines. And today, they've still not come clean and told us how much they actually pay in some airlines. Are we paying any airlines right now? Can you tell us? But I'm not totally against, I'm not saying we should have paid Virgin what they asked for, but I think we should have negotiated.
Now, the Castries South MP says there is one fundamental question. Amid all the gloating over increased arrivals and airlift, who stands to benefit?
Are hotel workers getting more salary? Are the conditions of employment at hotels any better? Is the government, the people of St. Lucia benefiting that much, or the biggest beneficiaries of all the increases that are taking place in tourism arrivals?
And with that, Dr. Hiliare slams the new head tax set to take effect in April.
So St. Lucians, just sit back and think about it. The government is putting a head tax on the tourists, which will be passed on to them by the hotels. At the same time, in exchange, the government is reducing VAT on the hotels to increase their profitability. Are you hearing that salaries will go up by 2.5%? How are our workers benefiting any more from the head tax that will be put on the visitors? How are our workers in the hotel industry benefiting any more by the hotels having lower operating costs? If you're going to reduce the operating costs by 2.5%, then increase salaries by a couple percentage points too.
This head tax will be applied to all non-sharing platform accommodation providers. The rate of value-added tax on hotel accommodation providers will be lowered from 10% to 7%.